Hey everybody, so today I have another knitting machine tutorial for y'all. I'm going to show y'all how to cast on your knitting machine. So this is one of the most important things you have to learn to be able to use your knitting machine is how to cast on. So I'm going to be showing y'all how to do that today. And if you want to learn how to cast off, I'm going to have a separate video that I'll link below in the description. If this is on YouTube, if this is on Facebook, you can find all these tutorials and videos on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to show y'all how to cast on y'all's knitting machine. I have my king size 46 pin Addi, but this technique will work for any brand, whether it's an Addi, a Sentro, no matter what brand of knitting machine you have, this technique works for all of them. And real quick before we get started, I'm going to show y'all what brand of yarn I'm using. I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. This yarn works great in my Addis. It goes good in my machines. Of course, really any worsted weight yarn that I have used in my Addi has worked really well. I've really not had a problem with it. So, but this is what I'm using, and this is what I'll be showing y'all how to cast on with today. So to start on casting on your knitting machine, you're going to grab a pretty decent sized tail and put in the middle of your machine. I'd say probably at least 12 to 18 inches because you want to make sure you have a good length of tail to work with when you finish your piece with whatever you're making. So to get started, to cast on, we're going to start with the very first pin. And on the Addi, there's going to be 3 black pins next to each other. These 3 right here. Okay, so you're going to be starting on this very first pin, which is the first black pin on the Addi. And I'm going to take my yarn, I'm going to go under the pin. There's a little like hook on the pin. I'm going to place the yarn under that. And then I'm going to start twisting my handle. The next pin, I'm going to take my yarn and go behind it. And then the next pin, I'm going to come back up in the front and put it under that little hook. And then the next pin, we're going to go behind. And then the next one, we're going to go under. And you're going to just keep doing that all the way around. Go behind, under. So we're going to go behind the back. Under the next one, behind the back. Under the next one, behind, under, and you're just going to do that all the way around. See, and you're just going to do that all the way around, behind, under, behind, under, and you just repeat that all the way around. And then when you reach back to the very beginning, so we see our black pin is coming up, this is our first pin. Your very last pin, your yarn should go behind it. If your yarn does not go behind it and it went in front, that means you skipped a pin somewhere and you'll need to start over. So that very last pin, your yarn will go behind it. And when you get right past that very last pin, you can go ahead and put your yarn in this little piece here. Shut it, and then I like to go ahead and turn my dial back to 0, so then you can keep track of however many rows you want to make for your whatever you're making, whether you're making a beanie or you're making a pumpkin or whatever. And then I gently hold my yarn. I don't hold it real tight, I just gently hold it, and you will then just begin twisting your handle and knitting. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you'll see a little bit more. And for those of y'all wondering, because I'm probably going to get this question, is my handle's not broke. It didn't break. I took the handle off purposely because I use a drill bit with my Addi a lot. And so I don't have it on there because normally I don't crank by hand. I use the drill bit. So it's easier to use without the handle. So it didn't break. I purposely took it off. So I knew I'd probably get that question. But, so yeah, after you cast on though, you can just twist and turn your handle and start knitting for however many rows. You'll just knit for however many rows that you need to. And I do want to say, if you're having trouble with the knitting machine, if it doesn't want to turn very easy and it feels like it's resisting and it's giving like it's pulling and it's not wanting to twist, make sure you're not holding your yarn too tightly in your hand. And if it keeps on doing that, you may need to switch yarns. I know some machines are picky with what yarns they take. I've always used worsted weight in mine, and it seems to work well, but some people say some worsted weight yarns won't work. So if you're having problems with the machine wanting to go around and it's not wanting to turn, I would definitely probably switch yarns and see if that helps the problem. Maybe try a thinner worsted weight or even a number 3 yarn, a lightweight yarn, and see if that helps any, because you shouldn't be, see, you can hear there's no resistance or no pulling, so you shouldn't have any friction of it not wanting to go around. And then you can just knit for however many rows you want, and depending on what you're making. And if y'all need to know how to cast off, if this is YouTube, there will be a link below in the description for the casting off video. If not, and you're on Facebook, be sure to go to my YouTube channel and find the other videos for learning how to cast off. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And I can't wait to see what all y'all make with y'all's knitting machines. Be sure to tag me on Facebook or Instagram so I can see what y'all make. And have fun, y'all.